Has there any been like was what was like a major catalyst or a changing point that got you to start investing? Because I know you recently did some more blockchain specific investing, but I know that's not the first time you invested. So what got you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna put my money down, take the risk, but get into the game of what these other people are doing to build wealth?
I mean, I would say there's definitely some influence from my network. There's also I got into a course with you mentioned Ryan earlier, Ryan Odom, Bullish Academy. That was a damn time to kind of switch. It wasn't necessarily. It was a catalyst. It was a catalyst for investment, but it was more so a way to change the way that I viewed money. And then you combine that with the countless conversations you and I have had off camera about what you're doing, what you would recommend doing, what you were recommending other clientele do, and it kind of was just up in my face that yeah, I would love to have 30 racks to throw at this because the percentage swing on that would yield me the money that anyone would need for a yearly salary in one swing. Knowing that, but then also realizing that I don't have the time to wait around because what is swinging right now and what can give me that monetary return right now is probably not going to be the same thing that can do that in 5 years or 6 years or 18 months. So I might as well swing now. And I am I'm no enemy to radical action. So I am absolutely happy to take the swing and just bet. I mean, you have to be. In my view, I've had less experience with investing than you have for sure. But you got to be willing to throw that money on the ground. And if you're not, you probably shouldn't play with it.
Yeah.
If you're refinancing your house to try to play the other side of that short on GameStop, might not be the smartest idea. If you win, will you win big? Absolutely. Throwing that much money down, even if your house $200K, throwing $100K down on the other direction of that, when you knew that you were fighting the man, cool. But if you lose, you might be out of that house. And if you're out of that house, I don't know that swing that downside is worth the potential upside.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say it was a combination of things. Definitely external pressure, though. Not a lot of internal pressure. More external, like, hey, have you seen? Have you looked at? Have you thought about looking at? Here's what I'm doing. Not saying you have to do any of this. Do some more research. I know you're a research guy. Look into it.
Mm-hmm.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you. Like tons of conversations like that. Then I was finally like, I've always worked for my money. At some point, I need the money to work for me. So I'm going to continue to work for money, but I'm going to also allocate funds over to work for me, or I'm never going to get out of the rat race.
Yeah, that's very well said, man. Yeah, you said a lot there, and I feel like if everybody run that back, what James just said, that's those few moments. It's really like the condensed version point of this whole conversation. At some point, there's either signals or signs that just let you know, like, hey, now's a good time for X, Y, Z in the third, because that is the thing about investing in markets. Time horizons are very, very important. You get them right and you can win. You get them wrong and you can lose. You managing greed, managing expectations, all these different things. But yeah, man, I think that anybody who's considering it should feel encouraged to start somewhere. There's so many resources. There's a lot of free resources. There's paid resources as well. And there's different quality of resources. But if somebody's willing to do the work, they can find out how to get started, what are the best ways to achieve what they're trying to achieve. And even too, in a lot of ways, find something, an investment vehicle that aligns with their deeper values. There's certain things that could make money, but I personally would never invest in because maybe I don't believe in it. Like, let's say Lockheed Martin, I'll never buy that shit, because they manufacture death. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's very profitable. But, and there's some people who will never put their money in crypto or blockchain because they think it's a scheme or a Ponzi or whatever. But that's kind of the cool thing is that there's no right way necessarily, one right way. There is a right way, but there's no one right way to invest and grow your money. And we're at the point where it's democratized. Anybody can do it. So why wait? So with that, as we kind of bring this thing to a close, I'm going to look back at y'all again. I would recommend, if I'm gonna just be biased, right? We're gonna talk about blockchain a little bit longer. We're gonna talk about some Bitcoin, right? If you did nothing else in this bull run, right? If this did nothing else for you, I would highly recommend you do this thing called dollar cost averaging. You can do this with any asset, any investment vehicle you believe in, right? But specifically, set something up that will automatically make purchases or investments into the vehicle that you believe in. People usually do this already with their 401ks and their mandatory contributions from their job, whatever. But set something up like this for Bitcoin would be my recommendation to you. My strong recommendation. It's not financial advice, but it's just something I am doing personally that has worked well for me. You set it up, and then automatically you can have it do every day, every week, every month, whatever you choose. It will automatically buy some Bitcoin for you. And then that way, you can set a much longer time horizon. Some people throw around a lot of real big numbers on what Bitcoin could do in this cycle. That remains to be seen. We'll have to find out. But in the long run, I am of the belief, and the data has demonstrated that it is likely to be at a higher number than we have seen it at thus far. A number that could potentially be in the 6 figures or possibly even 7 figures. Now, if there was even a 1% chance of that happening, why not put maybe 1%, 2%, 3% of what you save in that direction? So if you save 20% of your monthly salary, let's say it was $1,000, so you save $200, take 10%, 5%, whatever you're comfortable with of that $200, just get you some Bitcoin, right? Oh, and Ethereum too, because Ethereum has more room to move to that side.